Guys, I have waited for this moment. Mohammed Kudus playing in the Champions League. After the UCL draw, I took a deep breath and said that, see, Kudus, no matter the opponent Tottenham are going to face, he's going to make sure to show himself. Guys, comment Kudus. In today's video, I want us to talk about the opponent Kudus is going to face. Tottenham is going to face in the group phase. Also, Thomas Partey, Inaki Williams, kamaldeen Sulemana are all involved in the UCL. We are going to talk about that. And also talk about Mohammed Salisu latest transfer update. Look, it's left with 4 days to the end of the transfer window, and crystal ties are around the whole issue of Salisu. They want the player on loan. I'm going to tell you who is pushing this particular deal and the reason why. And also talk about other transfers live here. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. You're watching SportsCornerGH. Quickly, let's jump into it. And I want to begin with the transfers. Let's talk about Salisu first. Mohammed Salisu. In the 2023-2024 season, Salisu left Southampton and joined Monaco. Initially, he was not playing because of injuries. That whole season, he did not even play a lot of games. But the last season, in the 2024-2025 season, he played very well in the first half of the season. I was quite impressed. Champions League, he was there. The French Liga, it was there. He was playing for Monaco. But the second half of the season, he did not play well. He was not playing regularly because of injuries. Even when he recovered, he was not playing. He fell off the pecking order and became the second choice at Monaco. Now the season has ended. A new season has begun, the 2025-2026 season. And out of 2 games so far, Salisu is nowhere to be found. He's not even part of the squad. You and I know there is a World Cup around the corner. You want to be playing regularly. That call-up needs to be based on merits, playing time. So this is the time for Salisu to move. Because as I'm speaking to you now, he's the 3rd choice in the club. If you take a look at Monaco, the 2 games they have played, Eric Dyer is like the 1st choice before another player, before Salisu, which is not what we want for our star boy, our player who has earned a call-up to the national team. Then according to reports, what I read today, Salisu is a target for Crystal Palace. Now, the reason why Crystal Palace wants Salisu is very simple. McGill is nearing a move to Liverpool, and they need a suitable replacement for McGill. If you notice Crystal Palace very well in the EPL, they play a back 3 system. And McGill plays as a left center back. So they want to bring in a player who knows the EPL very well. Let's not forget he played for Southampton and played very well. A left-footed center back, which is Salisu, someone who can come in and start very quick, someone who can keep things running. And Salisu is that guy. So for me, I'm excited about this. But it's not a permanent move. It's a loan move. That is what Crystal Palace want us at the moment. As I said, 4 days to the end of the transfer window. They don't want to do any rush business in the market. So they want to go in for Salisu, but they want to go in for a loan. So guys, this is the reason why Crystal Palace are looking in the direction of Mohammed Salisu. They are not the only ones. Look, Olympiacos, they are just observing everything. They are monitoring. Don't be surprised if they start making a move for Salisu. Don't be surprised if Olympiacos starts making a move for Salisu. So these are the 2 clubs currently interested in the player. Crystal Palace and also Olympiacos currently interested in Mohammed Salisu. Where do you think the player should play next season? I would go straight for Crystal Palace. You are going to play in the EPL. You also get a chance to play in Europe. That is good, which for me is like a win-win situation for Salisu. Because if you're not playing at Monaco, definitely at Crystal Palace, he's not going to be benched. He's going to play. But guys, this is the latest update surrounding Salisu. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Now, let's move away from Salisu and talk about the UCL. The draw is done. The group phase down. Everybody knows who they are facing. Let's talk about Tottenham and Mohammed Kudus. Look, comment Kudus. I have waited for this. Look, when Kudus was at Ajax and played in the Champions League, we all saw the kind of player he was. Everybody was wild. Even in moments where Ajax were not good, Kudus will show himself. Now is the time for Tottenham Hotspur. The draw is done. Now these are the opponents Tottenham Hotspur and Mohammed Kudus are going to face in the group phases. At home, they are going to play against Dortmund. Away, they are going to play against PSG. They played against them quite recently. So this is a team they can play against again. At home again, they are playing against Villarreal. This is one match I'm interested in. Thomas Partey versus Mohammed Kudus. I'm telling you. They are also going to play away against Frankfurt and play home against Slava Prague. Away game against Bodo Glimt and also a home game against Copenhagen. And lastly, an away game against Monaco. Guys, these are the 8 teams Tottenham Hotspur are going to face in the group phases of the UCL. Look, if I'm not going to lie, looking at how Tottenham has played so far in the 2 games in the EPL, they can beat about 5 teams here. They're going to win like 5 games here. With Kudus fit and I don't even continue. Kudus fit and healthy and having his day, they are going to beat about 5 clubs here. Hands down. That is the fact. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I think Tottenham can beat the likes of Frankfurt, Slava Prague, Bodo Glimt, Copenhagen, Monaco crying a match. They can beat Monaco. The difficult ones would be Villarreal, Paris, and also Dortmund. That is what I feel. But let me hear from you down below in the comments. Now, Kudus is not the only one featuring in the UCL. We have other Ghanaian players whose teams are going to feature in the UCL. Let's talk about that very quickly. Let's talk about Villarreal and Thomas Partey. Their home games are against Manchester City, Juventus, Ajax, and also Copenhagen. The away games are against Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, Tottenham Hotspur, and Pafos. Villarreal have proven that this season they are going to be worried a lot, but they need to have squad depth to be able to play on double front. You know, playing midweek, playing on the weekend, you need squad depth to be able to manage that. But then Villarreal, trust me, they can also win about 5 games here. That is the fact. They can win about 5. Pafos, Leverkusen, it'll be match for them, but then they can get this overboard. Copenhagen, they can get it overboard. But the game against City and Dortmund is going to be quite tricky and very difficult. But then, guys, these are the clubs Villarreal and the Thomas Partey are are going to face in the group stages of the UCL. Now, let's move away from that and go to Atalanta and talk about kamaldeen Sulemana, who is also going to feature in the UCL with Atalanta. Now, these are the clubs they are facing. Their home games, they are going to play against Chelsea, which I'm quite interested in that game. I want to see kamaldeen Sulemana against Chelsea. It's going to be a very nice game. Their next home game is against Club Brugge, Slava Prague, and Atletico Bilbao or Athletic Club. Look, kamaldeen Sulemana versus Inaki Williams. I'm waiting for that game. That's going to be a very good game. The away game is against PSG, Frankfurt, Marseille, and also USG. Mohammed at USG. Another good game. So, guys, they are interesting games, especially if you're Ghanaian and you want to see your Ghanaian players. They are interesting games for you in the UCL group stages. So that is it with kamaldeen Sulemana at Atalanta. I just wish them nothing but the best. I just want kamaldeen Sulemana to show himself in big stages like this. It will be very good for him. I'm not ready to lie to you. Next, let's talk about Inaki Williams and Athletic Club. The teams they are going to face in the group phases. At home, 4 games. They are going to play against PSG, a big game. Against Arsenal, another big game. Against Sporting CP, another big game. And also, they have more games to play. Let's take a look at the games they are going to play away. Against Dortmund, against Atalanta, Slava Prague. They're even going to play against Newcastle United. Look, Athletic Club, they don't have cheap games here. Most of their games are very difficult games. I just hope that they get it overboard with, because Inaki Williams is the captain of the club. So far, they have won their 2 games in the Spanish La Liga. Can they do same when it comes to the UCL? So, guys, these are some of the Ghanaian players going to feature in the UCL and the teams their club are going to face. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. One team I'm looking forward to is Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the reason why I'm looking forward to Tottenham Hotspur and how they are going to perform in the UCL is because of Kudus, but also because of the kind of signings they want to do and the project Thomas Frank has for the club. Currently, they are in hot pursuit with Chelsea for Xavi Simons, who is currently in London. Xavi Simons is a player who can play as a number 10, can play on the left. He's a very good player in my own opinion. But again, Tottenham might lose this player because the player already wants Chelsea. But because Chelsea have not acted yet, the player is also willing to go the way of Tottenham Hotspur only if they can pay him at least 200,000 per week. He becomes the highest paid player in the club. Because currently the highest paid player is Romero. Yes, so guys, this is the situation with Tottenham Hotspur, and I want to see them get all their signings done. I want to see something. This is because they are not only interested in Xavi Simons, they're also interested in Paqueta. Paqueta, West Ham are willing to sell. Good. They should do good business. I'm here for it. I'm here for all this. Now, let's move away from that and talk about Chelsea versus Barca. Let me say this. That game here, it goes sweet die in the UCL. Chelsea versus Barca. Chelsea also has a very difficult, teams that we're to face. But PSG are the ones that are in the group of death. PSG are in the group of death. It's just too bad. Now, let's talk about the last item. This has to do with a transfer update and has to do with Partey Ucl. Partey Ucl, 24 years of age, part of Ghana's under-23 squad that played the under-23 African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Now, he plays with Elfsborg and is doing extremely well. At the point, a lot of European clubs were linked to this boy. So at the point, I was like, this boy, he's the prize. So he's the cake. Everybody wants to have this boy in their club. Now, according to reports, and I read, it says that Ghanaian centre-back Partey Ucl, 24 years of age, is set to sign for French side FC Metz after IF Elfsborg have reached an agreement with the French club. He's currently in France for his medical examination. Now, FC Metz plays in the French League 1. So this is good for the player. Now we are getting a lot of Ghanaian players in the French League 1. And for me, excellent. That is good. They are playing in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, which is good. So this is another Ghanaian player who is nearing a move to FC Metz. They're also a newly promoted side to the French League 1. I'm happy for him. I just want to see all these deals done. Mohammed, Salisu, Partey Ucl, they should all be done because it's left with 4 days to the end of the transfer window. So guys, this is where I'm going to end it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. What do you think? What do you think about the squad? And also, what do you think about the teams? What do you think about the teams Tottenham Hotspur are going to face in the UCL group stages? I'm not going to lie to you. I see Kudus performing in every single game in that group phase. I mean, the teams that we're to face, Charlie, look at them. It'd be sweet and nice games, but there are teams that Tottenham Hotspur shouldn't struggle too much against. I believe that at the end, they will definitely be part of the top 10. Yes, on the league table, the UCL league table, they'll be part of the top 10, Tottenham Hotspur. But guys, this is where I'm going to end it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. I'll be sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go bye.